Sem, sem título é o Inter. Ah, não, mas olha o quanto de gauchão que a gente ganhou deles. Não, e o Grenal do ano passado, o Inter foi eliminado de um time pequeno, mano. É, nós pelo menos perdemos pra eles. Agora, mas é menor que o Grêmio. Na moral, vontade de dar um beijão na Sony esse mês.
No, we can do
Não,
better.
quando o UFC, meu pau odeia UFC. Eu odeio UFC. Nossa senhora, aquele jogo dá agonia de jogar. Nada. Eu tô contente que eles lançaram um jogo uma continuação da franquia que eu mais gosto na Plus. Realmente ninguém perguntou. Ninguém perguntou. Desculpa. Vai tomar banho.
It's a beautiful evening. Mother was right about the pure
Pois
air
é,
up here.
né? Se eu for sucedido
Everything
igual a
seems
Peter
so
Griffin,
right,
meu filho,
so utterly
poder
clear.
trabalhar.
I'm so thrilled.
Na minha
My
visão,
first
ele é bem
job.
sucedido.
I'll
O
be
cara
able
tem
to
uma
earn enough until
família,
September
o
to
cara
pay
tem
for
um
a new year of
emprego, o
study
cara
at
tem
the
uma
music
casa.
academy. I'm truly looking forward to it.
Everything
seems
o
to be
cara
working
trabalha,
out at
o cara
last.
atrás
I
das
feel
câmeras
like-
trabalha na
Like
Fox.
this is a turning point in my life. Just imagine,
Enfim,
one
você
day,
entendeu?
Dana Rose, concert pianist.
O cara tem 3 filhos, tem carro, emprego, tem uns amigos pra tomar uma cerveja no bar. Pra mim, isso é uma vida bem sucedida. Ué, teria alguma coisa errada? Oxi. Ah!
Come on, Leon.
Mano,
Show me your energy,
na moral,
your youth. Oh
mano,
dear,
ó.
you look more like my old Aunt Helga.
Tem. Credo. É um paquerador.
That's it. Hold it.
É o Quagmire. Não, o Quagmire não faz nada forçado, mano. Não. Ele é do. Ué. Ele é pegador safado. Então existe muito disso. Mano, o cara tem uma. O cara tem uma agenda de qual etnia ele vai pegar na semana, cara. Isso é de menos. É. Pior que aconteceu já. Ah, mas sei lá, mano. É o objetivo do desenho. Mas ó, mas sabe qual que. Mas ó, o cara é piloto de avião, ganha um valor absurdo de dinheiro. Claro que? Na verdade, nas temporadas mais recentes é mostrado que ele passou na aeronáutica. Na Marinha, perdão. Marinha Aeronáutica, é. Ah, eu gosto. E outra, sabe qual que é o principal ponto positivo deles? Ter uma vida boa? Eles moram na América. Cara, eu tenho que entregar. Ah, é você, moço. Gigri, gigri. Cara, uma coisa que é inegável, o Soares, quando tava no Grêmio, o cara pegou um apreço pelo time, não era falsidade, mano. Até o bolo do aniversário do filho dele foi do Grêmio. Ah, meu filho, você merece ser fudido do Grêmio. Ô louco, o cara ganhou várias partidas com o Grêmio. É, pô. Porra.
Lenny, sweetheart,
Crikey, you nearly made me jump out of my skin.
what have you got there?
Oh, it's a camera lens, that's all.
A
Right,
camera
Lenny.
lens.
Yeah? Borrowed it from Frau Junta.
Claro.
Who is this Frau Junta anyway?
Ginger Junta, over there.
She married?
Oh no, too old to marry now. She's way past 20, you know. That's why she likes filming Leon.
Eu prefiro
Because
mil
he's young and
vezes.
handsome.
Lenny,
Mano, eu vou poder levar o prêmio pra casa.
And she never lets me have a go of her gear anyway.
É tipo, ó, eu vou pegar um
wanted to
exemplo
help her
do
film
Oscar.
something.
A pior
I
coisa
bet
do
she's
mundo
jealous.
é o filme que você participou ganhar o Oscar, mas você não ganhar o Oscar. Eu ia me sentir um lixo se isso acontecesse.
Lenny, what's so special about Frau Junta's equipment that makes you want to steal it?
Borrow it.
All right, borrow it.
Can't you see? Who would be interested in Ginger Junta if she didn't have a camera, huh? She's too old for Leon. She uses it so she can be the centre of attention, you know.
Is that what you want?
No, not exactly. Besides, there's nothing to do here.
I do understand, Lenny, but...
No, you don't. Feels like a prison here sometimes, all on my own. When I grow up, I'll live at the top of a building in the big city, and I'll have a swimming pool on my roof.
Believe me, I do understand, Lenny. Because of my coughing fits, I've sometimes had to stay in my room for weeks on end. Imagine that, nothing to see but the same four walls.
Oh, right. Must have been pretty tough, I guess.
That's why I took up the piano. Do you like doing anything special, Lenny?
I suppose I like making stuff with Papa. He's got ever such clever hands, you know. But he's always so busy in the summer.
Let's be friends then, shall we?
You won't tell on me then?
Not now that we're friends.
Oxi.
You promise?
I promise.
Ué,
There,
e se a
like
sua
that.
mulher for dar
Try not
entrada?
to move now, darling.
É. Não, e outra, até onde eu sei, a sua filha tem uma mãe, né? Sim. Sim.
Better not interrupt them.
Não é
That
um
Frau
direito
Junta
só das
wasn't exactly
mulheres.
friendly earlier with Lenny. So glad Herr Gustav likes me to play for the clients. This way, at least, I won't get rusty. I need to add more wood in the fire.
aqui. Preciso largar esse copo. Preciso largar esse serviço aqui.
Looks like the customers don't need me anymore. I'd better check the stove.
Esse é o fogão. Ah, mas tem...
Leon, dear, do make an effort.
Cara, eu preciso largar isso aqui na bandeja.
Off you go, my girl. You'll be fine.
Cara, eu preciso largar essa bandeja. Eu não preciso largar isso.
A bit more to the side, darling, please.
There's no one to serve upstairs. And besides, there's still much to do down here. I don't want to let Herr Gustav down.
Vou pegar lenha. Um bicho feio.
And there's no need to be nervous.
Eu não tô vendo nada, eu não consigo olhar a tela compartilhada. Tô só querendo agregar a conversa. Cara, eu preciso largar essa porra. Ué, mas... Não consigo abrir a cozinha? Aí sim, bichinho. Vejamos. O que você diz?
Looks like the customers don't need me anymore. I'd better check the stove.
Meu Deus, larga essa bandeja.
Off you go, my girl. You'll be...
Ah! Larga essa bandeja, ó, mulher. Larga a bandeja, larga a bandeja.
Leon, dear, do make an effort.
Você me... Vai tomar no seu cu, Léo, se me esqueça. Peter Griffiths vai ver. Cara, sabe o que é o pior? Você tá falando tanto isso que eu vou acabar usando o perfil dele do Instagram, mano. Que é a Kelly Pumpkin. Vou criar o perfil do Peter Griffin. Será que a Disney me processa? Ah. Qual a foto? Ih, você me pegou, Léo. Não lembro dessa foto. Junho? Deixa eu ver. Agora você... Agora você me deixou curioso. Deixa eu ver. Você me deixou... Não, eu não tenho um terço da gordura que ele tem, meu filho. Aí você quer me ofender. Ah! Ah, entendi. Sim, era o casamento da minha tia. É minha tia. Ah, o Peter não se veste socialmente assim o tempo todo. Mas a camiseta, tirando o fato que ela é... E o meu corpo é bem mais bonito que o dele. Isso é óbvio. O corpo é bonito. Não, legal é aquele crossover que ele faz com o Homer. Os dois vão no lavacar ficar seduzindo os caras. Já viu esse episódio, Léo? Um episódio de crossover que eles vão lá pra Springfield. Ele e o Homer, eles vão no lavacar e fica seduzindo os homens. Sabe aquelas mulheres que ficam lavando o carro e se sensualizando?
I think Herr Gustav would not like it if I left the refuge during the service. So I had better stick around.
Não, na moral, esse episódio que eles fizeram com o Simpson junto foi o melhor que tem. Coisa absurda que fizeram. Só que é engraçado que quando eles chegaram lá, porque o cara literalmente amarrou uma corda no volante e acordaram perto de Springfield. Justamente para não dizer onde Springfield fica. Porque nos Estados Unidos tem 5 cidades que se chamam Springfield. Então ninguém sabe onde fica. Valeu, doutor. Melhoras. Cara, como é que eu largo essa... Valeu. Cara, eu não tenho como, cara. Eu não tô conseguindo guardar esse negócio. Acendeu fogo, mas...
There's no one to serve upstairs. And besides, there's still much to do down here. I don't want to let Herr Gustav down. Minha filha.
And there's no need to be nervous. I'm here if there's the slightest problem. And there won't be.
Ajuste o fogão, cara. Meu Deus, não, isso aqui é um fogão. Não, isso não é fogão. Isso aqui não é fogão. É um fogão.
I need to add more wood in the fire.
O fogão já tá aqui dentro.
That's it. Hold it.
Another creation of Herr Gustav. I guess he won't mind if I take a quick look. Madonna laces.
Eita. Que isso? Música romântica. Música de antes do faro.
No, we can do better.
Caraca, mulher, larga essa porra, mas ela não quer largar. É que eu largo isso aqui, cara. Não é mesmo. Cadê o fogão? Fogão. Vai vir pra cá? Não.
What a strange mechanism. It reminds me of the automatons on the musical square. Looks like the customers don't need me anymore. I'd better check the stove.
Não, você precisa largar essa tigela, amor. Campeonato de quê? Mas qual que é mas qual que é o prêmio? É.
Off you go, my girl. You'll be fine.
Looks all good to me. Looks all good to me. No. That one is loose. Impossible. Looks all good to me.
Volta.
Better try another one. Looks all good to me. No. Looks all good to me. Better try another one. Looks all good to me. This mechanism controls the air intake, if I remember correctly. The airflow seems right now, but I think the fire is too... I need to add more wood in the fire.
Tá, agora é só pegar a lenha. Cadê ele? Tá aqui tem lenha.
Impossible. Looks all good to me. Looks all good to me. Better try another one. Wow, I've never seen a stove like this. It must be one of Herr Gustav's inventions that everyone talks about down in Wagen. Looks all good to me.
Ah, cara, e agora? Tem que pegar a lenha. Aqui, ó. A lenha, sossego.
It's not enough. I need to feed the fire more.
Tem mais lenha aqui, moço. Aqui, ó, mais lenha. Tem mais lenha aqui, ó. Ixo. Me dá lenha. Jailton. Jailton. Mamadinho. Jailton mamadinho.
That's it. I'm done here. I've done all that Herr Gustav told me to do. I'd better go and tell him.
All right.
Fine. No more orders and everyone's served.
That's the go. Now listen, Dana. I know, you know, the brown shadow is dangerous, right? So for heaven's sake, keep your feelings to yourself. And refrain from answering Herr Berger back like you did, eh? The brown shadow is not something you can just chit-chat about.
But...
Look, it's not safe. And it will only come back and bite you. Mark my words, Dana. Especially in today's climate.
I only...
Dana, I know. Just be careful. No one wants problems with fascists. You get my drift? And may I remind you that I warned you earlier when you asked me for advice. So I'll tell you one last time. Don't get drawn in. Do you hear me, Dana? So, young lady, you're still off to the academy in the fall, are you not? What you waiting for, then? Get back to your practicing and play us a nice tune while you're at it.
All right, then. I will. Thank you, Herr Gustav.
Play something melodious this time. It'll make a nice change from the military pieces some of the patrons have been requesting of late.
Well, Herr Gustav did a pretty good job repairing that key I broke yesterday.
Leon, what are you doing? I want to catch the light.
Tapa, 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 tapa. Valeu, então. Tamo junto. É nóis. É nóis. Até.
I'm so sorry. I got carried away.
Bravo! Bravo! Bravo!
Bravo. Bravo.
Clap! How can you clap? Oh? So you like noise, do you? Do you? Well, you should be ashamed! Ashamed, I say! To applaud the music of a treacherous Polish separatist! Rebel-rousing! It's this kind of rebel-rousing that puts the poison of Marxist Bulgarian ideology in the minds of honest people! And those who partake in its vulgarization are accessories to treason!
You are drunk, Herr Hoss.
Out of my way, boy.
Come, Fraulein. Best clear off until the dust settles.
You should have seen me then, Fraulein Walker. I was so young and eager to witness whatever could happen between Dana and Leon. I needed to know, to be included. One way.
What a fiasco.
Not now, Lenny.
A blasted fight. That's all I need. Lenny, don't. Give them some space, would you?
Don't you have some dolls to dress or something?
Shouldn't you be in bed?
He had it coming.
Oh, Lenny. Why don't you leave the piano to those who actually know how to play it, huh?
What's the point? I can never compete with Dana.
You all right? Yeah, I thought so.
It's just that if I had retaliated, I would have lost my job, you know? Believe me, I came this close to not being able to pay for my studies at the academy after the holidays.
Forget it. He was blind drunk. Won't even remember it come tomorrow. Old Gustav could see it wasn't your fault. Besides, you didn't see him after your performance. Ecstatic he was.
There are more and more people like that brute. They don't even bother to hide their hatred anymore. It's like they've been given a mission, or perhaps I should say permission, to abuse people like me, as if Vagarans had suddenly become the scourge of society. And we're powerless to act, because if we did, we'd lose our home. My parents, they've become a bundle of nerves. They can't sleep at night. Only last week, our shop window got smashed again, and our neighbors, they couldn't care less, and neither could the authorities. What's wrong? Did my rant frighten you?
Well, yes. Yes, it did. I mean, not you, Fraulein. But what you said about the fascists. You've put my own suspicions into words, Fraulein. Because what you say about the Brown Shadow is true, and that's what worries me. I used to think they were just a bunch of cranks in their ridiculous uniforms. But now I can see these lunatics really are serious. Deadly serious.
But you did know who was behind the Origin expedition.
Never gave it much thought, to be honest. Only met Huss and the scientists today. For me, they were no different from any other group I've trained. If I'd have known that, I'd have had second thoughts. Actually, do you know what?
What?
I'm going to stop training you.
Can you do that?
It's still a free country, right? So after a few weeks' notice, I'll be off the hook. At least, I get to spend the summer here with you. Painting.
But I don't paint.
No, you play. I paint. It's my passion. And you can be my muse.
Is that what you say to all the girls?
No. Never.
Hello, you two lovebirds. Everyone's going to bed, so you better come back inside or you'll catch cold, or worse.
And that's how Dana pipped everyone at the post. It only took one look for Leon to fall head over heels in love with her. And it didn't take much for Dana to fall for him. Love at first sight, you might say.
Jeez.
The whole band stayed at the chalet all summer long. Then, I suppose, everyone went their own sweet way.
Did you ever see any of them again?
Oh, no.
What about Dana and Leon?
They too went their own ways, I guess. And that, Fräulein Walker, is all there is to it.
Where did Dana go after she left?
Back to her parents, I should think. Somewhere in Vagan.
Do you know if she's still alive?
Can't be sure, but I doubt it. It was a lifetime ago, Fräulein Walker.
Where do you think she might be if she were?
No idea. Things went from bad to worse after that summer. Not to mention half the town was razed during the war.
Did Dana leave anything here? Any documents or anything that might help me find where she went?
Not that I know of. But I suppose there might be in Father's old coffer. Must still be in the loft. Junta bought it from him that summer, so she could use it to store her precious filming gear. She was supposed to come back for it, but she never did. If there is anything that can help you, it will be in there. So feel free to look around the refuge by yourself if you like, even though I don't think anyone managed to open the coffer since Junta left.
Thank you, Demoiselle Lenny. Thank you so much. Reminds me of Hans's automatons in Valladolid.
Ah, I see I'm not the only one stuck here. Pull up a seat and together we can moan about being stuck here.
Thank you, but I have things to do.
I hope you can stay until this evening at least. In London they have the changing of the guard. Here we get the changing of the colors. I guarantee it's worth the wait. English?
American, actually.
Oh, seeing as you've come so far, then. Besides, it's always nicer to be stranded in good company. From Belgium, myself, on a world climbing tour.
Stranded?
Didn't you know? They've closed the Teufelskragen. That's the path they call the Devil's Pass.
So that's what all the fuss is about.
All down to climate change.
You mean the thaw, right?
Made the pass too dangerous to climb and apparently resulted in a morbid discovery.
Oh?
Bodies of resistance fighters killed while leading refugees to Switzerland. Frozen solid.
Resistance fighters? You mean frozen since the Second World War?
That's what the paper says.
Is that what the tent's for?
It's a temporary chapel of rest that the rescue team made while waiting for the bodies to be airlifted out.
I see. I guess there's no reason to disrespect the departed, even after all these years.
I only hope all this sudden interest from excavationists puts an end to the stupid rumors that a strange creature haunts the Silberspiegel. Otherwise, you can be sure, as soon as the old lady pops her clogs, this place will become run over by those infernal tourists.
I've had some experience with fantastic fauna myself. But what do you make of the so-called strange creature that roams the mountain?
Just another local fairy tale to pull in the tourists, if you ask me. They say it lives in prehistoric caves. And that it's responsible for people going missing. Ooh. Some even say that the mysterious cries you can hear on some nights are the creature calling for a mate. In other words, the usual twaddle you normally get in remote or uncharted places like the high mountain or the deep sea. Twaddle passed down from generation to generation, through sheer ignorance.
Surely, from what I read on the way here, the cries could come from an animal native to the area, couldn't they?
That is my thinking exactly. No doubt a bear with something caught in his throat. It happens, you know. Probably scared a tourist one evening, or... maybe it was young pranksters.
Can you tell me about this Devil's Pass?
Oh, it's on the far side of the cirque, looking out from the terrace. As you can imagine, it's called Devil's Pass because it's extremely dangerous. Most of all because of the risk of avalanche. Only seasoned alpinists can negotiate it, really. As a professional alpinist myself, what I love about it is knowing I'm climbing in the tracks of courageous climbers of bygone times. There's a real sense of history about it. For example, resistance fighters used it during the war to smuggle vagrants and other victims of the Brown Shadow into Switzerland.
What about those frozen bodies they discovered at the foot of Devil's Pass?
Well, due to climate change, the snow line has receded, revealing the bodies trapped in the ice since the Second World War. Most probably resistance fighters and exiles, trying to flee the fascist occupiers and reach Switzerland by the pass. I imagine they got caught in an avalanche. Poor wretches have been imprisoned ever since. Until today. That is why the authorities have blocked access to the pass, so they can take the bodies out, identify them, and give them a proper burial.
Right. Thanks for cluing me in. Anyway, I better get back to what I was doing.
You are welcome, Fräulein.
A mechanical stove. Seen better days. Another object with the look of the Vorarlberg workshop. That must be the piano Dana played on the night she met Leon. The night Lenny told me about. Lenny's father must have made this stair lift to help her get up and down the stairs. Must have taken him many hours. It's touching when you think about it.
Lá ele. Lá ele.
Dormitories. I wonder how many people stop at the refuge these days. This must be Lenny's room. Not sure I'm allowed in here, really. Photos of the refuge. Looks like they're arranged by time period.
Hã? Qual que é a pergunta? Não.
There are no photos of the occupation of Vaughan by the Brown Shadow. I guess that corresponds to when Lenny and her father had to leave the refuge. These date from before the war. There's even one from the summer when Dana worked at the refuge.
Hã? Qual mapa? Eu fui até o 100 como você. É.
All these photos go up to the 80s, including my date of birth. This series ends at 2002, 3 years ago, when I began my journey with Oscar and Hans's train. That's pretty impressive. Obviously helps Lenny get up and about. Keep your servant also from willful sins. May they not rule over me. Then I will be blameless, innocent of great transgression. Sweet. It's austere. Looks like a storage room. Somebody's been smoking. A client, maybe? Unless Lenny likes to sneak a smoke. So that's the painting Dana told Lenny's father to buy. Not bad. And similar in style to my painting. Wonder what the others were like. There. But who could have left it open? Austere. Looks like a storage room.
Por quê?
It must be a lot of work keeping this place going. Hats off to Demoiselle Lenny for managing all by herself. It must be a lot of work keeping this place going. Hats off to Demoiselle Lenny for managing all by herself.
É sexta, graças a Deus. Não? Não tá feliz que é sexta amanhã? Amanhã é quinta, é foda. Pós-quinta. Amanhã é um dia pós-quinta. Porão.
Take-up reel. Like the ones used on old cinema projectors. This must be Yunta's coffer, the one Lenny spoke about. Don't want to break my neck, thank you very much. Don't want to break my neck, thank you very much. Amazing. Now it shows the view from the terrace. I'll need a key to open it.
Must have got it wrong. No. Wrong one. Impossible.
Se já jogar uma coisa, tá falando. Tranquilo.
I must remember to ask Lenny about it. A medal for acts of resistance. And it's got Lenny's name on it. Don't want to break my neck, thank you very much.
No, I don't think so.
That doesn't work. I better try something else.
A film developing company. They probably developed Yunta's films and sent them back once they were done. No doubt Yunta must have written this. Summer 1937. The year Dana worked here. Let's see. I filled my last diary last night. Ordered another one, but still waiting for supplies to be delivered to the refuge. Using an old envelope in the meantime. Today invited Dana for a chat after her shift.
Ai, carai! Já acho ruim. Tomar no fiofome. Capeta ruim. Isso tá sua mãe, sua diaba.
I'd like to know what Leon sees in her. I've never seen him so smitten. Thanks for popping up, Dana. How did the shift go?
Fine, same as usual.
Just finishing up here, then I'll make us a nice cup of tea.
Wow, that looks futuristic. What is it?
Ah, that little baby is my viewer. That's why it goes in the coffer.
What does it do?
I use it to put together and edit the rushes.
The what?
Rushes. In other words, the strips of unedited footage. I've finished today's selection, so be a dear and put it in the coffer, would you?
I would if I knew how.
Oh, just turn the key in the lock.
Looks like I'm out of options for now. I should check on what Dana did in 1930.
Dana, be a darling and put the key somewhere safe. You can't be too careful with these mountain people, especially with that little Lenny sniffing around my equipment all the time.
Where do you normally put it?
I have a little hiding place over there.
Is this where you want me to put the key?
Yes, there's a dear.
It's a handy hiding place. Who made it?
Oh, Herr Gustav. He knows only too well that some customers have their little... Just need to finish preparing for the filming tomorrow. Then we can chat away to our heart's content. If you could just fetch me a new roll of film from the darkroom, then we're done. Get away!
Where can I find the combination for the mechanism?
Did you take this picture?
Of course.
How did you get to film them training?
Oh, it was a commission. Lucky, really. Right place, right time kind of thing. Of course, I jumped at the chance because it meant I could film Leon in action at last.
And Herr Hurst, what's he doing with the Origin expedition?
Unfortunately, all scientific expeditions sponsored by the Brown Shadow come with a chaperone like him. There to make sure their funds are used as they see fit. In other words, that there is no divergence with regards to their ideology.
And Herr Hurst, what's he doing with the Origin expedition?
Unfortunately, all scientific expeditions sponsored by the Brown Shadow come with a chaperone like him. There's
Herr Gustav's radio. Looks like he customized it, probably to compensate for the wave disturbance due to the mountains.
Darn it. The end of Yunta's notes. Impossible to know what happened next. But maybe I can figure out how to open the coffer from what I've read.
That's a lot of equipment you have there. If you don't mind my asking, how do you manage to pay for it all?
Oh, that's easy. Especially when you know a few generous patrons of the arts, dear.
Did you take the photos of the athletes? You're not often lonely then.
Well, look at our sweet little waitress. Doesn't she have a saucy mind? It's called art, dear. My work aims to explore every facet of youth and the vitality of bodies.
I bet it does. I love your photos.
Ah, well, they each represent an element of mountain wildlife and flora I've photographed recently. I used them as a sort of checklist.
A checklist, huh? All these newspaper clippings mention the Brown Shadow. According to Father, their influence is growing among the population. Now that I've had the misfortune of meeting Herr Hurst here, I understand his concern.
Darn it. The end of Yunta's notes. Impossible to know what happened next. But maybe I can figure out how to open the coffer from what I've read. The screen is in the way.
Valeu. Foi ele que pintou. Descobrindo quem é o autor da pintura.
I'm sure there's more for me to do here.
I've already seen this.
I'm sure there's more for me to do here. I'm sure there's more for me to do here.
I should rewind and remove the first reel before putting this one on.
tá perguntando discussões.
Lenny didn't say she filmed a fight between Dana and Leon. I'd better go back and see her to find out about it. Demoiselle Lenny, I saw the film you shot of Dana and Leon.
So Junta kept it. She got so cross when she discovered I'd rummaged through her stuff. She most certainly had secrets of her own, that one.
I know it was ages ago, but can you recall what happened between Dana and Leon that day?
You do like flogging a dead horse, don't you, Fraulein? But as you please. Since Junta never let me use her camera, I decided not to ask her anymore. Like that, she couldn't say no, could she? And that's when I heard them arguing.
How could you agree to this, Leon? How could you?
I told you I had no choice. The local guide for Volta can't do it anymore. He got injured.
There are plenty of other guides in Wagen. Why does it have to be you? Just tell them to find someone else.
Look, Dana, I didn't want to tell you, but...
But what?
Frank Huss, that brute from the other night. He's the one that made the call here. In other words, he's taking revenge by sending me to the other side of the world with the Origin expedition. And he said that if I refused, something might happen. Not just to me, but to you as well.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. You're a Vegarian and so are your parents, right? Well, Huss says it won't be long before the Brown Shadow is in power, and he made it clear that something was brewing, and that you and your parents would be first on the list.
What list?
I don't know, but it can't be good. Then he said that other Vegarians would follow.
Dear God.
Dana, darling, the world's gone crazy. Promise me you'll be very careful. It will be all right if you just watch yourself and what you say. I've asked Junta to stand by you just in case. It won't be long, darling. Half a school year at the music academy. I'll be home for Christmas. Promise. Oh, come here now, my pretty Edelweiss.
Don't call me that. You know I don't like it.
It's true, though. That's exactly where you are, my pretty Edelweiss.
If you keep that up, Leon Kobatis, I'll find you a nickname too.
Go on, then.
All right. Your nickname will be Highland Painter from now on.
Not sure my Veganese artist friends will like it, but why not? beautiful, isn't it? I could stay here forever.
There, Fräulein Walker. That is all I have to say. I hope this time you have what you need to continue on your journey.
Thank you, Demoiselle Lenny. But there is just one more thing. You mentioned a music academy? They must have ledgers and archives. Maybe I'll be able to find out whether Dana left an address there.
Well, it hasn't moved. It's still in Vagen. Go to the musicians' district. It's right next to the musical square. That's all I can tell you. So if you don't mind, Fräulein.
Thank you. Then that's where I'll continue my search.
Is it really worth your while to keep looking for Dana? Is it not just another pipe dream, Fräulein? I get the impression there have been others.
I prefer to look at it as a calling. Besides, I don't have much choice. Thanks to you, she's a part of me now.
As you wish. I hope you find what you are looking for.
Thank you. Again. I've got everything I need from here, I guess. Best get back to the guest house. Get some rest. I'll go to the music academy first thing in the morning. That must lead to the other side of the circus. That must lead to the other side of the circus. That must be the notice the alpinist at the refuge spoke about. It prohibits access to Devil's Pass due to the bodies of the resistance fighters found on the ice.
If I were you, Fräulein, I wouldn't wait too long before returning to the tram. It's a fair trot back to the station, you know.
Oh, it's dazzling up here. I can see why they call it the Silberspiegel. Silber means silver, and Spiegel is mirror. The silver mirror. It certainly lives up to its name. I found her, my sweet Katusha. The girl in the painting. Her name is Dana. Dana Rose.
That's nice, Kate. Real nice.
I'm gonna find out who she was, just like I promised you.
Nothing more than a good old adventure.
Aguenta aí, gente. Eu vou dar um mijo. Aguenta aí, já volto.
To forget your grief, I guess. Wait, or you're gonna miss the tram. There will always be a train for you.
Mano, na moral, tem alguém me observando, cara. Olha isso ali, cara. Tem alguém me observando. É um senhor, pelo visto. Será que é a Dona Rose que tá me observando? Imagina o plot twist, descobrir que é ela que tá observando a gente o tempo todo. Porque parece um senhor ou uma senhora de óculos. Que eu vi que dá pra continuar. Eu gosto muito dessa franquia, cara, na moral. O Syberia 1, o 2 são foda. O 3 eu não joguei, como eu falei, o 3 ele não tem no Brasil por algum motivo. Nem em mídia digital, nem a mídia física. A mídia física eu encontrei já no Mercado Livre pra comprar, talvez o 3 passa antes desse daqui.
Oh, gosh. What a day. I hope Oscar's okay, wherever he is. I'm not abandoning him. I just need to find him.
Tem que achar o Oscar. A lareira que ela queria antes. Estados Unidos, Nova Jersey. Tá, agora a gente vai ter um flashback com a Dana Rose. Dana Rose. Será que é com ela já mais... com a Dana Rose mais velha? Eu acho que... ah, não, essa acho que é a Kate Walker.
Is that you, Katie?
Yes,
É
Mom!
jovem.
I mean, who else can it be?
É.
Another letter for Dad.
E você vai abrir ela, que eu tô curioso.
Last time it took Mom days to find the strength to open it.
Ah,
Last time it took Mom days to find the strength to open it.
abre aí, pô, pra gente ver. Então tá, né? Não dá pra abrir e fazer o quê?
Oh, hello, Munchkin.
Hey, Mom. Wow. I hope I get to travel around the world too when I grow up. The piano that Mom ordered will soon be here. Couldn't bring myself to tell her that I wanted a drum kit instead.
Pílulas de Sarah. O que é isso aqui?
Mom bought those again.
O que é essas pílulas aqui? É anticoncepcional aqui? Ah, fica mais calmo. É o que eu tomo, remédio controlado. Caramba. Presente. Até ver como é que tá aqui o esquema. Ah, 23%. Show. Pena que não dá pra abrir esses livros.
Grandpa and Grandma from New York gave it to me for my last birthday. Really ought to read it, or at least dog-ear the pages so it looks like I did. We haven't seen Grandpa and Grandma for a long time. Mom says they'll probably come over from New York on her birthday.
Acho que o pai da Kate Walker morreu.
Is everything okay, Katie? How are you doing with your homework, Munchkin?
Encontre a caixa de música. Deve estar lá no quarto dela. Tem que subir pra procurar.
Come on, I've been cooped up in my room for hours. Jeez, pulling my hair out trying to figure out the math problem Miss Wormwood gave us. I deserve a break, right? Looks like Mom's friends came over again last night. She's been seeing them a lot since what happened to Dad. Maybe too
Minha
much.
filha, sua mãe entrou numa depressão pós-perda. Tá, a caixa de música então tava em cima, deve estar por aqui. Ó o negocinho.
You forgot your music box.
Be careful with that, please, Munchkin.
Nossa, a mãe dela não expressa alegria. Deixa eu ver essa aí.
I just love it.
You've always liked it, ever since you were little.
Will you give it to me when I'm big?
Maybe, if you're a good girl, when I get old.
So when will that be then?
Later, Katie.
Ah, é. Tanto que ela deu pra... A Kate recebeu quando a mãe dela morreu. Caixinha de música.
But when?
In a very, very long time, I guess. When I'll be gone.
Ler a carta.
Dear Kate, wherever you are now, despite the sad news it contains, I hope this letter reaches you in time.
Oh, give it a rest, Olivia.
Dear Kate, wherever you are now, despite the sad news it contains, I hope this letter reaches you in time.
Oh, give it a rest, Olivia.
Oxi. Por que você não quer ler? Lê a carta.
Dear Kate, wherever you are now, despite the sad news it contains, I hope this letter reaches you in time.
Oh, give it a rest, Olivia.
Lê a carta, mulher. Vamos ver. Vou ter que pôr aqui embaixo.
Ah, what the hell? You want me to call you Olivia? Fine. I've survived worse criticism. Who do you think you are, Olivia Foster? It's easy to judge and lecture me from New York. You know nothing about what I've gone through, of what I've had to endure since leaving Hans.
Será que tem que ligar pro computador ou tem o telefone aqui embaixo? Ah, é a cabine telefônica. Ué? Ô, louco, nessa época já tinha telefone sem fio.
Hello? Hello? Mr. Kenton, is that you? Who's there, please?
Got your letter, Olivia.
Kate, I sent it 2 years ago.
I know. Things have been complicated.
Complicated? I see. And so when are you coming back to New York? You know, to visit your mother's grave?
You know I can't come back, Olivia. I'm still wanted by the police over the sale of the Vorarlberg factory.
Oh, I haven't forgotten, believe me. If only you knew how much the accusations hurt your mother. Visits from the police, the requisitions, and just when she was diagnosed, too. And yet the poor woman never stopped hoping that her daughter would come back one day. Or at least call to help her in her final days.
I'm calling precisely because I do care. It's just that ever since Katyusha's death and escaping from the mine, well, things have been, yeah, complicated. And then there's the woman in the painting, Dana.
What are you talking about, Kate? Just listen to yourself. None of what you're saying makes any sense.
Olivia, please.
Kate, Okay, listen to me. I thought you had plenty of time to think about how you abandoned all of us. Me, your mother, Dan, or even that poor Mr. Kenton. And maybe felt at least some remorse. But I guess I was dreaming. All you do is keep chasing castles in the sky and ignore those who care about you.
I get why you're mad. Do you think I'm not mad at myself?
Well, I hope so.
But there's nothing I can do now to change what happened. It's over, Olivia. All I have now is the woman in the painting.
Oh, Kate. I should have known. And I should never have asked you to call me. Goodbye, Kate. I hope you find whatever it is you've been looking for these past 3 years. One thing's for sure, though. You wanted to be alone. And that's how you're gonna stay.
Nossa, quem que essa mina pensa que é pra me dar sermão assim? Eu ainda fui generoso nas palavras com ela.
Okay, let's go, kiddo. Another day, another page. A new day in Vaughan. I must take the tram to that music academy where Dana Rose was a student in the 1930s. With a bit of luck, they'll have kept her records.
Minha filha. A Kate Walker é quase que a irmã da Lara Croft, mano. Não só pela aparência, mas...
Demoiselle Lenny told me the Music Academy is near the musical square. Maybe Frau Wagner can tell me more.
Oh, hello, Miss Walker. Ah, Miss Walker, did you sleep all right?
Fine, thanks.
Now, is there anything you need?
I'd like to go to the Music Academy. Can you tell me how to get there?
You just need to take the tram northbound to the musical square.
Is there anything I should know about the Academy?
To tell the truth, it's a little glum nowadays. Especially when you think it was once the jewel of the town. The students came from all over the world to perform on the musical square, you know. Pity. It's since lost its panache of old through lack of students and means.
Everything seems to link the person I'm looking for with the Second World War and the rise of the Brown Shadow.
Terrible times were those, my dear. Especially when Vaughan was occupied after the annexation of Ostertal. Thank God I was born just after the liberation.
Sombra Marrom
I see,
nome paródia
but I guess you had to grow up with the after effects of those
na
events.
Segunda Guerra Mundial, alemão.
Oh yes, dear. There was
Liderado
a kind
por
of conspiracy of silence
okay?
where everyone suspected each other, even their close friends. Did any of them collaborate with the enemy? And if so, was it through like-mindedness or simple cowardice? Were they responsible in one way or another for the arrest or death of a family member?
Oh, it must have been awful.
A terrible time, really.
Well, the person I'm looking for is from the same generation.
You'll just have to hope she managed to survive the madness then.
I went to the Zilberspiegel Refuge yesterday. Oh, magnificent.
I won't disagree with that, Miss Walker. Those mountains are the pride of the town, just like old Lenny.
Lenny is highly respected in Vaughan because she was a resistance fighter during World War II, right? Well, I heard about it when I was at the refuge.
Lenny Renner might be a grumpy old spinster, but to us she's still a heroine. Pity the same can't be said of her father, though. Still, everyone has their cross to bear, as they say.
What do you mean?
No point gossip-mongering. The war was a dark time in Vagan for everyone, see? Best not stir up old memories.
Well, I guess I should get going. Thank you for your time, Frau Wagner.
Feel free to ask if you have any more questions.
Vai saber se essa velha não é a própria Dana Rose, que ela parece muito de aparência, assim. Pelo menos. Até o cabelo. Será que posso dar motoca agora? Academia de música. Bora. Troféu conquistado. O jogo graficamente é bem bonito, assim como os outros Syberias eram no Play 3. Oxi. Quem tentou comigo ali? Ah, aqui é a praça principal. A gente veio aqui com a Dana Rose no flashback. Olha o Oscar. Ah, os caras estão brincando de... As crianças brincando de bola com o Oscar.
Put me down!
Oscar? Bet you can't catch it! Don't you dare! Put it down! Right now!
Alright then.
Oscar!
Isso não larga ele agora, né?
Are you alright?
I had a bit of a bumpy ride, but I am glad to see you, Kate Walker.
De maquinista de trem a
I say,
bichinho.
this display of emotion is most unreasonable, Kate Walker. I do hope you don't plan such profusion every time I change bodies.
It's just that I've been worrying about you. Where were you, Oscar?
Well, the mechanical instinct of my host took me for a ride, all across town. It took me the whole night to tame it, and that's when I bumped into those little rascals.
Yeah, lucky I was in the area, huh?
Quite. So, Kate Walker, what has happened since we parted at the Balaton River?
Maybe we should just sit down for a second, Oscar. This might take a while.
É, contar tudo. Pra quem não sabe, esse bichinho aqui, ele é o Oscar, aquele maquinista que andava com a gente nos outros Syberias. Agora a gente colocou o coração dele
And
dentro
that's when
de
Demoiselle Lenny gave me the address of the Music Academy in this neighborhood.
I see, Kate Walker.
You must think I'm crazy, huh? Running after that girl, Dana, who must have died ages ago.
Well, Kate Walker, you know I have difficulty understanding illogical thought patterns. But in the end, what I do understand is that you need to find her. Is that correct, Kate Walker?
Yes, that is correct, Oscar. I'm glad you're taking it so well.
I don't see any fundamental difference between crossing Europe in search of mammoths, travelling on ostriches in an irradiated zone, or following your double. These are not things an automaton such as I take into consideration.
Any other thoughts, Oscar?
Well, I guess I could ask you where we are heading, but truth be told, it doesn't really matter. I will follow you wherever you lead, and for as long as you require my services, Kate Walker. That's what an automaton does.
Thank you, Oscar.
Oh dear, I hope you're not going to become physical, are you?
No, I was just going to give you a pat on the back.
I would rather you refrain from having such thoughts. I am not a dog, you know. Whatever next?
Anyway, we'd better get going, Oscar, and you'd better keep out of sight.
Oh dear, I don't suppose I have any choice.
Vou guardar ele na bolsa. É, agora a gente não tá mais sozinho. É. Oscar versão 3. Ele era um robô, mano. Ainda é um robô, né? Enfim.
Is there anything that requires my assistance?
Não, só
I'm so glad he's back.
Is it really necessary for me to be shut up in here, Kate Walker?
Sorry, Oscar, but I don't want to run the risk of losing you again.
É, bom é que agora eu posso levar ele pra qualquer lugar. Antes ele não podia vir comigo nas coisas. Olha a praça aqui onde a Dona Rose tocou.
I can't open it like this. It looks like it's been mechanically sealed.
Aviso do conselho. Devido à futura informatização do mundo.
I don't think I'll be able to open it directly. Strange. Strange. An automaton musician. Looks exactly like Hans's style, like at Bohogstadt.
Acho que aqui é a igreja, né?
Wow. Pity I don't have time for some sightseeing.
É. Será que é aqui a escola de música? É. Aparentemente é. Não é? É isso aqui mesmo.
All these letters. They look like letters of formal notice. They're probably... So that's the famous Vaughan Music Academy? It's not what I was expecting.
Bom, deixa eu ver uma coisa aqui. Um pouquinho. Tá.
Guten Tag!
What now?
Porra.
If you're from the council, you can come back when I'm not so busy.
Oxi.
Oh, sorry. You startled me.
So, now what do you want? Council minion?
I'm not from the council. I'm just a visitor here. I came because I was hoping to look at the file of a student from the 1930s.
Oh. I'm sorry, It's just that I haven't time for digging up old files from 70 years ago. I have way too much to do here, you understand.
I can tell you're a little overwhelmed. Where's the rest of the staff? Or maybe a student could show me.
You are standing in front of the rector, and the only employee of this academy. My name is Maximilian Mahler, and it falls upon me to manage everything on the premises. The maintenance, the archiving, and the lot before we close next month. So, if you don't mind...
I'm very sorry to hear that the academy is closing, and I can see you're extremely busy, but I've come such a long way to see it. I'd be so grateful if you could locate it. It's really important to me.
And so's this place important to me, too. And I would love to hear the mechanical orchestra play one last time before the academy closes. But, alas, I can't, can I? Unless...
Unless what?
Well, you know.
All right, then. So if I get the mechanical orchestra going, you'll get me that file, right?
Oh, of course, Fraulein. Of course.
Okay, I'll give it a try. Believe it or not, I have seen mechanisms like the one on the square before.
Well, in that case, I promise to give you the file in return for your services.
Thanks.
But I must warn you that the square has undergone some transformations over the years, and some parts of the mechanism may be difficult to get to.
Don't worry, I'll make myself thin and slide between the cracks.
You'll find some of them scattered around the square, and some of the others you'll find in the clock tower. Now, if you'll excuse me for a second.
What are you...
Now, what is the name of that student you're interested in?
Rose. Dana Rose.
And what were the years she attended our illustrious academy?
In the 30s. 1937, to be precise.
Oh. And here it is. And here you will find the annual inspection reports of the mechanisms by Frau Beckmann.
Frau Beckmann?
She was the rectoress of the academy during the years you spoke of. These are from 1937. You see, I have a marvelous memory regarding archives. This is why I have chosen Frau Beckmann's, because there's something in here regarding that Edna Droz you spoke of.
Dana Rose.
Quite. You will also find some sheet music with annotations. This is the Hymn of Wagen, which you must play on the piano on the square in order to activate the Orchestra of Automations. Once you have fixed the mechanisms, of course. All right, then. Here you go. What are you waiting for?
Oh. O cara me deu os arquivos. Mesmo... Antes que eu... Bom, isso aqui é... Peça para o arquivo de dentro. Escolha os arquivos do reitor.
This sheet music corresponds to the piano part for the Hymn of Wagen. Someone's added annotations. They could help me play the hymn on the piano on the square, like the rector asked me to. I just need to find that report the rector told me about. I wonder what it's supposed to represent. I just need to find that report the rector told me about. The report that the rectoress of the academy filled in with the help of Dana back in the 30s. According to the present rector, I should find all the information I need to repair the mechanisms on the square. Music Academy Inspection Report, October 12th, 1937. Today, I was due to inspect the musical mechanisms that enable students to give a public display of their talent and enable us to showcase the quality of our teaching to the people of our beautiful town.
Propriamente dito.
Like every year, I needed a volunteer from our students to help me during the inspection, and this year's choice was obvious.
I'm fine, really.
Well, you're looking off color, darling, and on edge.
No, it's just that I haven't heard from Leon since he left with the Origin expedition from Kantar. And also,
Well, we've got company. You'll tell me later, Dana, darling. Meantime, be good.
Será que aqueles corpos que foram encontrados na montanha eram dele? Não era do Leon?
Is everything all right? You look under the weather. We don't want one of our best and brightest to fall ill now, do we?
I'm just a little worried, that's all. About a friend who has left on a long voyage.
And who was that lady?
Just a friend I met this summer.
You do keep some surprising company, Fraulein Rose. Anyway, I have something for you that will take your mind off things.
Oh?
Would it interest you to see the mechanisms that enabled you to perform so brilliantly here last spring?
That would be wonderful.
Good. Come and join me at the kiosk when you have a moment. But don't be too long, though.
Tá. Será que agora aqui tem o mesmo esquema de eu trocar pra Kate Walker no presente? Ainda não, cara.
The maintenance room of the academy. Frau Beckmann forbids us from entering. I can hardly believe I held my concert here just 6 months ago. 6 months. Seems like a lifetime. So much has happened. Meeting Leon for a start. It would be so good if you were here now. I love receiving his letters since he left to Baltear with the Origin expedition. The way he described Kantar, the capital, made it sound like a city from a dream. We've said so much on paper, and I love to read between the lines. But since the expedition left Kantar for the mountains, no news. I just hope he's okay.
Quase certeza que aqueles corpos que acharam na montanha eram dele, não era dele. Com certeza.
Donna Rose, please, join me.
Oh, sorry, lass. I've no time for chatting.
Não. Droga.
Pauline Rose, I'm waiting.
Mas onde é que você tá que eu não tô vendo você? Aqui? Ah, é aqui no piano.
Come and see, Pauline.
Incredible.
Isn't it just? You see these flags? Each mechanism housing for each musical automaton on the square is represented by one of these flags.
Fascinating.
Today is the day they are being serviced. Each mechanism has been inspected by an Academy maintenance man. In theory, they're all functional. But if you like, you can go and see these maintenance men on my behalf and fetch back their respective reports. You would be doing me a big favor, as I have to inspect the piano in the kiosk. And also, it will give you a chance to take a peek at each of the automaton mechanisms.
Thank you. I'd be delighted.
Now, take this. You'll need it to open the maintenance room that leads to the most impressive mechanism of all, that of the clock tower.
Thank you, Frau Beckmann.
Do you have any questions before you go?
I'll go and see the maintenance team.
Good. Thank you, Fraulein.
Agora eu posso ficar alternando entre o passado com a Dona Rose e o presente com a Kate Walker. Bom, fazer o seguinte, já deu 3 horas de live, já é 3h09 da manhã, a gente continua amanhã, ok? Então é isso, obrigado a todo mundo que acompanhou, que assistiu até agora, a gente se vê amanhã, então é isso, até a próxima live, até o próximo vídeo, falou!